Hi everyone, Alex here. I'm so sorry, I haven't been making videos for a while. I kind of disappeared, but again, it's because uni's driving me crazy and we have like this really huge project going on and deadlines are approaching, so I'm really nervous about that. But anyway, so what I've come for this video is to if you remember a while back, I did a video showing you what's inside the visual companions of, let me see, where am I going back to? Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, and Frankenweenie. And I hope that encouraged you to buy them because they are so amazing, especially if you're like interested in filmmaking or particularly with Frankenweenie interested in stop motion animation, so that was all good. And for my birthday, which is today, my parents were so lovely and they gave me the visual companion for Big Eyes. So thank you very much, Mom and Dad, thank you very much. So I'm going to do a video on that. Now, before I get to that, I have a very big announcement. Now, you might say that it's really unfortunate, but we're gonna lead to something, but it may lead to something exciting, but you know, we'll just see what happens. So I think some of you know, or you know, have asked me, oh, your videos disappeared for a while, what happened? Well, YouTube is driving me absolutely insane, and I think I'm gonna have to delete a lot, like take off a lot of my videos that I've done just to get me off, just to get them off my case, because oh god. And so that would include top 10s, and the worst case for me is the films of Tim Burton review part 1 and part 2. So, and the reason why that's sad for me was because that took a while, because I had an original version, wherever that's gone. Well, I managed to save it onto a disc. I don't even know where it's gone. Somewhere. It's somewhere on my desk. I need to sort it out. So yeah, I had an original version of the review, and YouTube really didn't like it. So I had to do something else, which is the one that's online right now. But I'm gonna have to take that one down as well. It's like, oh my god, it's just screwing with my head right now. But I've come up with an idea, because I don't want that to disappear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to refilm it in a different way and basically start the process all over again. That may sound really stressful, but hear me out. What we're going to do is, instead of just me reviewing the film again and again and again, because let's face it, that's basically recycling it and everything, and that won't interest you, particularly if you've already seen the review. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little bit more interactive. I am very happy that my friend Tash is going to get involved in this, and I would like to thank her in advance. I know we haven't started working on it, we've only just started working on notes and everything, but we're going to make it a little bit more interactive, and you know, the majority of it is going to be a review, but one of the ideas that's going to make it a little bit more interactive is from you, the audience. So what I would really love is if you send this to either my Google account or to this video, messages on questions about, you know, any Tim Burton film that you have, any comments that you've got about his films. It doesn't matter how many questions you have. It could be a zillion, I really don't mind. I don't think you'd have a zillion questions about it. You know, comments about it, just anything that you would like to say, or anything that you would like to ask. It doesn't matter how many you want to. We really don't, you know, the more the merrier. In fact, the more that we have, I think the better or more interesting the video might become. So it will be, so basically what the video is going to be, it's going to be a review, but we're going to look at it in a little bit more detail because the actual review that I have was a whole improvisation. I was improvising it. Now we're going to go scripted now. We're going to actually pay a bit more attention to it. We're going to have a bit more information about the behind the scenes. We might do a few role plays, like involving dressing up as characters, because hey, that's just fun. You know, just make it a little bit more interesting. So we're not taking the reviews down. You know, we are bringing it back up, but we're doing it in a new way, which hopefully will work out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it one movie at a time, because I just got a text. Oh, it's a happy birthday message from Tash. And yes, this is my phone. I'm a dinosaur. So anyway, what was I gonna say? So yeah, hopefully, because like, part 1 and part 2, what I basically did was part 1 was the 80s to the 90s, and then the part 2 was everything else. So, but we're gonna do it one movie at a time. So if there's a particular movie that you wanna focus on, so I don't know. If you really, really want to know about Edward Scissorhands in a little bit more detail, then that will be there. If you want to know about Alice in Wonderland in detail, it will be there too. Any of those movies. And I will include Big Eyes in this review as well, because the movie's out. So, and so I hope that you guys are interested. It's just a way to keep this particular project online because it's quite personal to me, and it might take me a while. Hopefully we're going to start a bit of the filming next week, and hopefully, like, because I think by that time I would have handed in a lot of assignments and hopefully hand in my project. This project is going to kill me. So, and I think once I've got this particular project from uni out the way, it's going to be a huge weight off my shoulders, believe me. So, and then I'll focus on another big project. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and then get on to the main subject matter of this video. So, I hope you enjoy. Okay, here we go. So this is the Big Eyes book. Obviously, I haven't read the entire thing yet, because I will admit, it's quite bigger than the other visual companions. That's really, really good. So anyway, obviously as always, we have a foreword by Tim Burton, which is really good. Then of course it will tell you about the history, I'm losing my voice, of the Keen story. And again, like, I didn't know, obviously, probably because obviously my time was after the 60s, and because I grew up in England, obviously I would have no idea of this story, and it just, oh wow. It was really, really good. So, then it got on to how the project finally came on, and how it finally started, because it took, what was it, like 10 years to finally get going or something like that. Because Larry and Scott, you know, they wrote the script, and then finally Tim came on to producing it and finally directing it. Then they finally had the actors, so it was all starting to take place. But what I really love about the book is, really, like, what I've read so far is not only the idea of what the characters bring forward, and particularly like comments from the real Margaret Keen, you know, because I think really, if you get the praise from her, particularly because she lived through this, I think that's the most important critic, shall we say, even though I don't usually pay attention to critics. Anyway, And I just love the look at this particular film, and I love how they talk about, I think this is really the visual companion that really talks about Tim as a director. I mean, obviously we've had some of it, you know, mentioned in the others, but I think they really talk about it in detail and how he, like, works with actors. And of course it goes into the production design and the costumes, and which are all very, very good. I particularly liked the photography in this movie. I mean, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. It looks so beautiful. It kind of, yeah, especially the scene with the art fair, for me, it kind of felt kind of Big Fishy kind of thing. It felt like that kind of movie. And then of course, it's still got that kind of like Ed Wood kind of feel, because while, you know, it's in, like, you know, Ed Wood was in black and white, and that was definitely the best choice, so in my review I will talk about that. But, like, you know, making it, like, really colourful, and yet, you know, have that kind of contrast with the dark, like they said, they were trying to make it look like the paintings, and I felt that it did. It was very kind of, sort of, emphasized on that sort of, you know, reality is sometimes stranger. Definitely. I will vouch for that. And then of course it talks about the music with Danny Elfman. I particularly like the score in this movie. I know it doesn't like stick out like something like Edward Scissorhands or Corpse Bride or anything, but I still really, really enjoyed it. I thought it still gave a sense of what was going on in the story and the emotions. I like this picture. Oh, everyone involved. Okay, and then, so that's all. So, this is all behind the movies thing. There's a huge chunk of it. And then the rest of the book is, of course, Margaret Keene's work. People want to know what my impressions when obviously because I had no idea about the story, and I, like, saw a few of the paintings, and I was kind of like, that's disturbing. I will admit, I was quite disturbed by them, and I think the thing that surprised me is how popular they were, particularly in the world of suburbia. But now that I know the story, like, behind it and everything, and I know the true artist, they make a lot more sense to me, and I finally see what is it about the eyes. Because I mean, you know, I wasn't, like, completely disturbed. I was kind of like, yeah, they're okay. They're okay, but, I wouldn't hang it up on my wall. But now I would gladly, to be honest. So there's Tomorrow Forever. That was in the movie. So some of them, like, you could identify and, like, see it. And then I particularly liked The Runaway. I particularly liked that one. But now I would gladly hang it up on my wall, if I can. If I can. And of course, I think you can just kind of tell when she started, like, when the paintings were finally hers, because then you notice the signature, because instead of just saying Keene, it turns into MDH Keene, so anyone who's actually seen the movie, you would know what I'm talking about. And it also goes into the style that she tried to do, that she tried to change. So I think it's really good. I would personally recommend this book to anyone who loves the film, and I think just love filmmaking, particularly, like, with, it kind of just shows, like, the beauty of low budget movies, because, yeah, I mean, like, even though this had a low budget, it's still an amazing movie, so it's like, don't diss low budget movies, just don't. Sometimes I think they're the best ones. So, and it's also for anyone who just loves art, whether, like, anyone who's got, like, a passion, anything artistic, so film, painting, writing, music, you know, anything. Which is probably what I would say about the movie as well. If you have a passion for that, then you would completely understand the movie. So, thank you very much for watching. And I do hope that you'll support me for this big project that we're about to do. So, anyway. Bye everyone!